Wow, that's a little bit of glare. I have no fans on today again. I don't need fans on. It's nice and gray. Look how gray. We've had rain off and on. There's like, I'm not feeling any humidity. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I have my little moon eclipse kind of thing going on today. It's the 12th. Here's what I have done of the puzzle so far. I'm getting there. I got my picture and there's where I'm at. So there's what I've got left. I'm hoping to have it done by Sunday night so that I can have my table back. To be honest, I'm kind of tired of having my table tied up with the puzzle. It's a beautiful puzzle, don't get me wrong, and it was gifted to me and I so appreciate it and it's going to be wonderful, but I got to get puzzle glue because I want to put it up somewhere, you know. So here's my new sign. Alone, always longing over nothing expected. She's such a poet laureate, isn't she? I have these weird skippy things in my heart. It's all only way I can describe it. Let me put you in the holder. Hang on, I'm not gonna knock you over. Ignore my hand. Do not notice the hand. I'm waiting for the mailman to come because my ink is coming today. Okay. It is after 3. First things first. First we're gonna do the card, and then I have news. Well, first I'm gonna say I got my coffee. And for the person who left a comment about the way you make your coffee, that sounds amazing. But I love my coffee mate, I gotta admit. And I'm kind of lazy. But keep things like that coming, because even if I don't use that recipe, somebody else is going to. So that's what we want here. Okay, I have my You Are the Bee's Knees, which means you guys are all top notch. Let's do the card. Yoko Ono. Do you remember when we did the Yoko Ono? Try to say nothing negative about yourself for 3 days, 45 days, and 3 months. See what happens to your life. And the action is Take on the Challenge by Yoko Ono and journal your reflections and insights from this experience. What Yoko Ono wants us to do is to stop talking trash about ourselves, because we tend to do that. We tend to take on all the garbage onto ourselves, you know. We're not good enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not thin enough, we're not heavy enough, we're not tall enough, we're not smart enough, we're not... Stop that. Let's all of us stop that. Stop that behavior. I found a new friend, and I'm gonna shout out her channel. Go over to Dee's, D-E-E, apostrophe S. D, the name D, okay? Pluralize it. Dee's Widow Lifestyle Vlogs. Dee's Widow Lifestyle Vlogs. She's got over 400 subscribers. She's a friend of mine. She's a widow sister. Go over there, subscribe to her channel, show her some love, whether you're a widow of any kind or not. Go over to Dee. She can use you. She can use your love. I just subscribed to her this morning. I just found out she has a channel. And I know what you guys do, and you're the best. So go over there and push her numbers up and just be there for her. Be there for her. She's trying hard. So be there for her, please. She's a wonderful woman. What do I have to tell you guys? Kenny has health insurance. He has short-term health insurance. I'm not going to get into the particulars. I'm just going to say thank goodness. He'll be in the hospital until Monday. He's having some adverse reaction to the shot they gave him for his lungs. So he's got some side effects that they're working with him on. He also saw the ENT twice now. He swabbed his throat. They're looking for some kind of bacteria. He's got a lot of scarring in his throat, and they're trying to just keep his voice and his breathing intact. So it could be over the weekend, but it probably is going to be more like Monday, because I just talked with Kenny on the phone and he said, you know, Mom, I've got all this new medicine in me, and I just kind of want to know I'm not going to have some kind of weird reaction, and I want to be right here at the hospital. And I get it. Totally get it. Totally get it. Okay. Guess who went to Walmart on a Friday morning? Just guess. Yes, she did. I got a ride down and back, and my friend carried in my bags for me. Much appreciated. I think I had 6 bags, maybe 7. One of them was just my half dozen eggs. You know, you always bag them separately. And, yeah. But anyway, I spent $76. One good thing about going on a Friday instead of a Monday is that the store is really well stocked. Now there's a lot of workers stocking, and there's a lot of pickers getting orders ready, so you got to go around all those people. But everything that I needed and wanted and all that was there. The last time I wanted small curd cottage cheese, and they did not have any cottage cheese, so I got those little containers with the pineapple in it, and they're okay, but they're kind of runny, and I do not like runny cottage cheese. But I was able to get cottage cheese, and I wanted bread just so I could make a piece of toast in the morning. My dad, when I was taking care of him before he died, and he was so sweet, and I would say, "Daddy, what do you want to eat?" He was 81 years old. He'd say, "Oh, just a piece of toast. Just make me a piece of toast." And I'd say, "Okay." So I'd make him a piece of toast, get him a cup of coffee, make him an egg, put some bacon there, and a little container of fruit, and he would eat everything. And he'd say, "Boy, that was really good." I didn't know I was that hungry. But anyway, I wanted to get bread, stick it in the freezer, and then just take 1 or 2 pieces out at a time. I wanted it just to make a piece of toast, put some margarine and jelly on to have with my tea, just something to absorb all the acid that's in my belly all the time. And so I got, for the first time ever, Dave's Killer Bread. 10 grams, whole grains, 5 super grains. It's got quinoa, spelt, rye, millet, and barley. No bleached flour, soft and smooth, artisan style loaf, non-GMO, USDA organic. Let's see. Okay, there's a little, oh, this is interesting. On the side, it says 15 years in prison. That's a tough way to find yourself. Dave Dahl realized he was in the wrong game and knew he had more to offer. His brother, Glenn, saw a change in him and gave Dave a second chance by welcoming him back to the family bakery. Dave set out to make a loaf like no other, the most nutritious, organic, whole grain bread, and the result is what he called killer bread. Dave's Killer Bread is built on the belief that everyone's capable of greatness. What began as one man's journey has turned into so much more. Today, 1/3 of the employees at our Oregon bakery have a criminal background. I love that. Not that they have a criminal background, but that these people are employed, because it's so hard to get a job when you get out of prison. Way to go, you guys. I had no idea when I got this bread. And we have witnessed firsthand how stable environment sparks personal transformation. I love that. You guys, if you can buy Dave's Killer Bread, please do. Please, please, please help those who have gotten out of prison and need work. I did not know this. I kid you not. I did not know this. I just knew that a lot of people talked about Dave's Killer Bread, and I knew that it was expensive, but I'm really careful with my money. And yeah, certified organic, 110 calories per slice. There's no saturated fat, no trans fat, a little bit of poly and a little bit of mono sugars, 2 grams. So stand behind second chances. There's no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial preservatives, Wow. Anyway, here it is. Dave's Killer Bread. This was $5.97 for this loaf. There's 17 pieces in here. So that's 17 pieces of Dave's Killer Bread that I purchased today. That's the bottom. So if you can get Dave's Killer Bread, please get it to help those who have gotten out of prison and they're finding work here. And this is such a great thing. There's got to be a website. I've got to write to these people because this makes me so happy. I know there's a website. Learn more at daveskillerbread.com. There we go. So I'm going to put that in the freezer and I'll just take a piece out at a time and put it in the toaster. Something else, I'm big on ginger ale. I believe that you should always have saltines and ginger ale and maybe peanut butter or peanut butter crackers in your home. Blood sugar, upset stomach, and then of course the chicken soup. But I'm not big on chicken soup. But anyway, ginger ale is a go-to for me if my stomach gets nauseous or I just feel like, at the corner store, I can get a bottle about this big, a treat for, I think it's $1.09 for one bottle. So I have 2 bottles here. And every time I wanted to get 1 bottle every time I went and I would forget about it. I've already spent 11 minutes and I've said basically nothing. No, I haven't. I've said important things. Anyway, so I went down to Walmart and I got a 6-pack of Canada Dry Ginger Ale, caffeine-free, and there's 16.9 ounces, so as big as like the bigger water bottles, and it was $3.47 for 6 bottles. So now I have 8 bottles of ginger ale on hand. I think it's just good to have ginger ale on hand. Yeah, so there are just 2 of the things that I got. What do I want to tell you? Well, someone asked me, and thank you for the recipe as far as the iced coffee. Someone asked me about a pension. Did I have a pension? I did have a pension with my very last job. The other jobs I had were either part-time and they offered nothing, or they were my own jobs. I started two businesses, and then the rest were part-time jobs that didn't offer health insurance or anything. And so I only had one job where and it wasn't a 401k, it was called something else. And I got that money back in 2016. So that was 8 years ago. That's long gone. But I'm okay. Like everything's caught up, the bills are caught up, I'm okay. Everything's paid. Getting rid of the car, even though it's taking some getting used to, was a big step in the right direction for me financially. So I believe I will make it until April when I give notice here and I move. And the only way I would stay here for year number 6 is if something big happens. Someone comes into my life and wants to live here with me, like wants to be in this apartment, but I would really like to be in a home, in a house, a cabin, like something woodsy, something, where there's like birds and flowers and, you know what I mean. Yeah, and there's some memories here that I would rather not, linger too much on. I read a few things. One of them was the number 1 cause of death is birth. Yeah. Something else is I was talking about watching, grief videos and watching videos like Tiffany thinks and stuff like that. And I said the reason why I do it is to learn from people, to learn their strength, so that I can pull some of their strength into me. And the algorithms get you too. Like you watch one video on making cornbread and all of a sudden you've got 20 videos on making cornbread. So that was that. So I really don't watch many grief videos anymore. if I do, it's to support, like I know the person, it's to support the person, you know, but I'm not out there looking to have grief constantly around me. Something else that I read is that the reason why we hold on to grief is because it's the only thing we have left. What do you guys think about that? It said, and I don't even know where I saw this at. I don't know if it was on somebody's video. I don't know if I saw it on TikTok. I don't know where I saw it. But it was like, we forget the person's name, the person's voice, the way they walk, the way they talk. We forget. And Sky used to talk to me about this all the time. He's like, Poet, you realize like in another 2 generations, we're not going to be remembered, like at all. And something I read is like, you know, down the road, somebody else is going to be living in this apartment. Somebody is going to have a life in this apartment where my partner died. Someone else is going to be wearing my clothes because they're going to get donated to Goodwill, you know, or that kind of thing. You know, someone else will be using my things because I won't be here. And so when they were talking about grief, it said that we hold on to grief because that's all we have left, because we forget that we only can hold on to so many memories. And I know for myself, after only just 4.5 months, I have to like really think about Sky's voice. Like I have to really think about the way he walked. Like I almost can't even remember the way he walked before he got sick, because for the last 2.5 years of his illness, he was using a walking stick, a walker, a wheelchair, a rollator. He wasn't just walking. He couldn't just get up and walk across the room. And he would say that all the time. He's like, the most frustrating part is I want to go fix a cup of tea and I can't just get up and walk across the room and get a cup of tea. And I can't fix you your iced coffee, Poet. I can't do any of those things. So to try to remember him walking before the illness, I have to really think hard. I have to think hard about his voice. Like I'm looking through like older videos. I'm trying to get into my iCloud to see what I have stashed up there. Do I have his voice? Because we do forget. Like most of my life, I don't remember. I mean, I have memories of this and memories of that and a memory here and a memory there. But most of my life, I don't remember. I can give you the, you know, I can give you the dates and the duration of my marriages. I can, you know, I can say when I was a kid, I went to this beach with my family. When I went to this school, but I can't tell you what the school looked like inside. I don't have a memory, you know. Oh, I went to this eye doctor when I was a kid, but I don't remember what he looked like. I just remember like certain names stick out in my mind, certain teachers stick out in my mind. But for the most part, everything else is just a blur. And so that happens with our loved ones. And we go back and look at pictures and we look at videos and we look at Facebook and things come popping up. You know, that memory from 5 years ago. And we go like, oh, I remember exactly what I was doing with that person at that time. But to remember on our own, I think it gets very cloudy. I know it does for me anyway. I can only speak for myself. And so wherever I read it, it said grief is the only thing we have left to hold on to. It's all we have left. And so we hold on to it with both hands. Because it's like in our grief, we're still remembering that person. It's like we can say we're still there, you know? I don't know. I think we try to figure it all out, and you know, we're all different and we're all going to go through this differently. Trying to remember if there was any other specific questions. Oh, someone asked me about the electric company and LIHEAP and the electric bill. I have LIHEAP. I got a grant, a small grant. It was off season and it came through the Salvation Army. I didn't even apply for it. It just came automatically through the Salvation Army as part of my gas bill program. And so I got a very small grant, but very grateful because it covers my gas bill for about 5 months, and they have my gas bill capped. So I like never use the stove pretty much. I might turn the stove on once a week, maybe. Once a week is fair for 10 minutes. I don't have the heat going, the gas heat going. I use very little hot water. I use cold water in my wash no matter what I'm washing. I take very quick showers. And when I take a lavender bath, I use like that much water. I'm not a hot water hog. So my gas bill is very low, and it's going to be even lower come this winter because it's just going to be me here. And that temperature is going to stay down because I can bundle up. I can cozy up, I can bundle up. So I do have lie heap, yes. But I have to pay all of my utilities. And so I don't want one utility to go high and then I can't cover the other utilities, you know? So this is my 5th summer here. And I've managed through 4 other summers. And it gets hot in here each summer. Now, this summer's been exceptionally hot. And we're all feeling it. Not just Pennsylvanians, we're all feeling, most of us, this heat wave. And people are talking about climate change and, you know, something's going on. We're doing something to our planet and it's not nice. It's not liking it. It's you know, it's giving us a little taste of hell. It's hot. It's hot as. I've been up since 3:12 a.m. and I'm really tired. I'm really sleepy. I'm anxious and I'm antsy and I'm fidgety today. I had a mild panic attack in Walmart and I felt very lucky that my friend came in with me. He pushed the cart as I got what I needed, and it wasn't much. It was like we were in and out of that store in 35 minutes. That's like going in, getting the items, getting them scanned, getting them bagged, getting out, getting in the car, and back here, 35 minutes. I was booking because I needed to get out of there. I knew I was going to go into full-blown panic if I didn't move it and get out of that store. For whatever reason, well, I know the reason. The friend who took me to the store, he listens to, you know, the older music. He's 70, almost 77. And a song by Donovan came on. So if you're in this age bracket, you know Donovan, right? Sky sent me a song a couple years into our relationship, Trying to Catch the Wind. And I had it on my playlist because he sent it to me. And then over time, you know, I had so many songs on my playlist and this thing kept popping up on my phone saying, you don't have enough room to do videos. You need to clear out this and this and this. So I got rid of a lot of songs. Now this was before Sky passed away. And that song was one that I got rid of. And so when I was in this guy's car, the Hurdy-Gurdy Man by Donovan came on. Now I never heard of that song before, but I knew the name Donovan. And when I came home, I went on the Apple Music and I bought for $1.29 plus 6 cents tax. I bought Try and Catch the Wind. And I played it on YouTube with the lyrics. And it took me right back to Sky. Took me back to his blue eyes. It took me back to his snuggle spot. It took me back to his illness. It took me back to his moment of death. And it messed with me, and it's still messing with me. It's still messing with me. So I have no plans for the entire weekend. Monday morning at 10, I have a call with my daughter. And she's working on something with me, so I'm looking forward to that. But I have the rest of today, I have the whole weekend where I need to keep busy, or I need to take a day and just be a slug, because I can sometimes. Sometimes I have to. It's not even a matter of I can, it's a matter of you have no choice. So so I'm feeling it today. This hard missing him, this real hard missing him. And it's not a Tuesday, and it's not the 27th, but it's a real hard missing him. And the realization that he's not coming back. And I had a frozen pizza in the freezer for a few weeks. I actually got it a little while ago when Kenny was going to come home. And so my friend was here, and since he helped, he said, I'll stay with you for a little while, because he knew I wasn't doing okay. And I'm talking about all this, and now I'm going to start getting red and rashy and itchy, and here it goes. But I didn't have anything like to make a sandwich or anything. I had the Dave's Killer Bread, but I didn't have anything to really put in it. So I thought since he was here, I would use the oven, which I hate to use because of the, when it starts up, the gas. And I made the pizza. And you leave it in for 21 minutes, but I only leave it in for 19. Anyway, when Sky was here, Sky would be right there at the oven with me, helping me get the pizza out. Him and I would do it together, teamwork. And this guy stayed here at the table and worked on the puzzle. And he took me to the store, and I'm not being ungrateful, I'm just saying the difference, and how it felt to me. And he didn't even, I get it that he didn't even think to say, do you need any help? I could tell it didn't even cross his mind. And I was like, wonder how your wife feels about that. That was just me thinking, but we won't say that out loud. Anyway, so I got the pizza out, and towards the end when Sky was bad anyway, he couldn't help me, but had to take the pepperoni off because he doesn't eat pepperoni. Again, no problem. Just gave me double pepperoni. But just that whole experience of getting the pizza out of the oven on my own, when Sky would be right there with me, and he would say, I'll get the pizza out so you don't burn yourself. And just that and Donovan, pizza and Donovan did me in today. That's all it takes sometimes. It takes something so little to knock you for a loop in this situation. It does. So now look, she's going to start itching all over. So I'm going to stop. 28 minutes anyway. So go over to, I'm going to say it again, Dee's Widow Lifestyle Vlogs. And if you type it in the search, it will come up. Because sometimes videos don't come up and you're scrolling, looking. It came right up for me. Dee's Widow Lifestyle Vlogs. She's a widow. Show her some love, please. Tell her you came from the Wayward Widow, if you would. Now everything's gonna start itching me. I'm gonna go. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for choosing this channel. Thank you for taking your time to spend with me, no matter what you're doing. If I'm playing in the background and you're washing dishes or vacuuming and you can't even hear me, that's fine. I don't mind. I take no offense to that, If you're brushing your teeth and listening to me, that's fine too. It's good that you're brushing your teeth. Whatever it is that you're doing while you're listening to me, as long as you're not throwing things at me, I appreciate you. And even if you are throwing things at me, you're still listening, which still, kind of boosts my numbers. So even that's okay. But you guys know I don't care about the numbers. Right now, I would just like to have my man home. I would like to have my man back. But that's not something that's going to happen. I would also like my car back, and that's not going to happen either. So, God is teaching me something. I'm just I'm asking, like, what I'm supposed to learn something. What is it? I'm still trying to figure that out. I guess the fact that I can do so much on my own, but I don't want to. So I'm going to go. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just giving me your time and your energy. And put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Okay? You deserve it.